Donald Trump won the 2024 election by a landslide, one of the greatest presidential comebacks in American history. I voted for Trump in 2016. I definitely didn't like Hillary Clinton as the potential president of the United States. The Democratic Party went against a lot of my core values, especially my values as a Christian. Even during 2016, you found that a lot of people who are naturally conservative ended up voting for Hillary Clinton, or at least hated Donald Trump. I originally thought that Trump was a change of pace. He wasn't one of those corrupt politicians. He's somebody who had his own money, so he couldn't be bought. And the direction America was going, I was very fearful of the future. Third wave feminism, abortion, wars, confusing gender ideology, and just overall a hatred for America. And when Trump got elected in 2016, it was one of the best economies we've had in a while. And I think you see the shift of mainstream media and the culture shift that was happening in America. In 2020, I voted for Trump again, but I believe that that election was stolen. COVID was a big part of that, also with the mail-in ballots. And of course, we know that Joe Biden was one of the worst presidents we've ever had in human history. Coming to this 2024 election, my original pick was Ron DeSantis. The reason being is that he had more Christian values. Trump said himself he's not a Christian, and I believe that too. But he has a lot of respect for Christian beliefs, and I believe that he was the greater of the two evils he faced. But I actually saw Ron DeSantis actually pushing back on Satanism, promoting God, and when I prayed about it, I believe that Ron DeSantis was the proper pick for president of the United States. But his campaign kind of crashed and burned. And even at one point, you can tell a lot of people wanted Ron DeSantis to be president. A lot of people were actually starting to give him momentum instead of Trump. But it seems like in a split second, all of that just faded away and then everyone went back on the Trump train. And in this past election, Kamala Harris is one of the worst presidential candidates ever. You don't know what the heck she believes, and you know she's going to be a puppet of the deep state. She lied about her heritage, claiming that she's a black woman when she's actually a Jamaican Indian woman. And overall, just a dislikable personality, and you can tell people didn't like her. Even liberals didn't like her, but as soon as the mainstream media started pushing her as like she's the next president, of course you see the change in people's opinion about her. It just goes to show how much people can be controlled by the media. But of course, I voted for Trump again because he was the better of the two candidates. I'm looking forward to his presidency in 2025. As a black man, I don't hate Trump. I think that the mainstream media hated that they couldn't control him and that he wasn't a puppet. So they had to create a narrative that Trump was a racist, even though he's done a lot of things with black artists, black people. He's dated a black woman. People are so blind and they don't really think for themselves that they believe anything, CNN or MSNBC or the mainstream news tells them. Trump has proven that he's capable of being president. In some ways, I wish he would carry himself a bit more. A few times I felt like Trump really shot himself in the foot. But because he's a billionaire, he's mastered mainstream media, television, and he's a great businessman. I've always had high hopes for Trump to really set this country in the right direction. And Trump is really popular with black men, seeing as this is the most black men have ever voted for a Republican candidate in decades. And really and truly, the only thing that's keeping the Democratic Party alive is women, and specifically black women. So for a Republican candidate to really shift black men like that, it's definitely different. And I guess the whole bashing black men for not, wanting to vote for Kamala Harris didn't work. You can see the death of influence, such as people like Barack Obama, who's basically trying to guilt trip men, black men specifically, to vote for Kamala. But I guess black men are just sick and tired of being treated like we're pawns in a system. We can just boss us around and tell us what to do because we're supposed to do this because we're supposed to do it. I think Trump speaks to the natural nature of men. Success, power, alpha. Definitely speaks to me as someone who strives to be successful. And I think the reason why Kamala Harris lost is because, her whole campaign was abortion and women's rights. But how exactly are you going to campaign and touch the hearts of men? Because her campaign sucked at that. Trump was able to get women and men. And if you want to be a female leader, you have to capture the hearts of men and women, not just women. Because ultimately, it's the decisions of men that push the country forward. But I'm happy that she's not in office because I think if Kamala Harris became president, our future would look very, very, very dark. But as a black man, I don't mind Trump. I know a lot of black women don't like him. I remember a few conversations I've had with black women and they just can't stand him. And they were shocked when I said that, I voted for Trump and I'm backing Trump. So 2025, Trump's next presidency, the greatest comeback for a president in American history. I'm excited to see what happens. So that's my thoughts on Trump, the election, all that kind of good stuff. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, hit that bell as well to get notified whenever I post a video. Also comment below about what you think of Trump, what you think about this past election. Would like to know your thoughts. On the screen, you'll see all my social media information, and all the links will be in the description below. There are videos you can check out here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.